Hi everyone, today we have with us Aditya. Aditya finally after 10 days of trying to catch hold of him, finally हमारे हाथ में आ गया है. So and Aditya have agreed to help us throughout this journey for the CMAT exam. Let it be your preparation for maths, verbal, logic, all the topics. So Aditya आगे जाके we will take more sessions like this and main focus will be on strategy part. ठीक है, because you being a topper of the CMAT exam, you have an idea about what you have done. Of course, you can't tell us कि मैं क्या करूं, but at least आप अपनी story अगर आप share कर सकते हो, so that will be the main thing what we will be talking about. So Aditya, we'll start with your background first. Where are you from, and how you ended up in JBIMS? So just starting by where are you from?
Okay, so first of all, a very big thank you to you, sir, for having giving me the opportunity to address to the students and giving this platform to help several other students who are aspiring to get into JBIMS. So talking about my background, I belong to Mumbai and I'm a commerce graduate and I did my undergraduation from Nagindas Khandwala College.
Okay, superb. And then how this thing came into mind? Because CMAT के लिए कोई अलग से तैयारी करता नहीं है. तो CMAT कब ऐसा दिमाग में आया कि CMAT दे देता हूँ या फिर CET पे फोकस करना है? CAT दिया आपने, क्या क्या एग्जाम दिए?
So overall, giving a gist, so my entire MBA entrance examination journey was of 2 years. In the first year, I had given CAT exam, SNAP exam, and CET exam. Only these 3 examinations. I hadn't touched on CMAT. But in the second year, my CAT exam did go well. And later on, NMAT and SNAP, I received 97, as far as I remember, 97, 98 percentile, which wasn't enough to get into the top 2 or 3 schools of symbiosis as well. And second year was for me like I had reached to the brim of my bottle, and I thought that I wouldn't be able to go ahead from the second year or in the third year as well. So the options available were CMAT and CET. CET, I had a fair bit of idea. In the first year, I had secured 99.4 or something, but I wasn't getting even Wellingers at that percentile. So definitely I had to repeat my year, and in the second year I gave both CMAT and CET, and in the first attempt of my CMAT I got 99.6%, 99.96%.
Correct. Just to give you the background to everyone, he is from 2021 CMAT, and CMAT 2021 में 2 advantages थे. एक तो math ATMA was not accepted, तो the cutoff for CMAT came down to 99.96.
Correct.
Otherwise इस बार ATMA math अगर accept करेंगे, the cutoff will go up to 90.99. Fine. So this is something for everyone to know, because ऐसा नहीं कि 99.96 पे they start hoping about that. We are getting the question mainly about the GK exam only. So GK पे we will go into in some time. So do you remember your score का breakup? एक मोटा breakup. How much you scored in maths? How much you scored in verbal? Approximate number.
So as far as I remember, I don't remember the exact number. I do remember the exact percentile. So maths I had 99.999. I had almost got all my answers correct.
Was it 100 by 100 or 95 by 100?
So I don't remember the marks. It was 99.9999. I remember that because I saw my scorecard and maths was highlighting 99.99. In English, yes, exactly. So it gave me the feeling that I had topped the quant section. Then in the English, I had scored around 99.98 or something. I may had committed an error in 1 or 2 grammatical mistakes in one of those questions. LRD, I was also 99.98 something. At that time, there was a wrong question given in the exam, and because of which it wasn't accepted. So 1 or 2 questions went wrong. GK, as far as I remember, 99.96 or 99.97, something like that.
So मतलब basically you have to be topper in every area. This year they've added one more section called entrepreneurship. जो आपके time पे option था, अभी compulsory हो गया. So everyone has to participate in that section as well. Super.
Correct.
So what was we getting the first question here from Geet? Okay, what was the difficulty level of VRC section, at least, or how you prepared for VRC and how you performed in VRC?
So VRC was already done. Like if a person is already preparing for exams like CAT or SNAP or this NMAT, then automatically his VRC is prepared. Like what I had gone with the strategy was I hadn't had to put any other extra effort in order to prepare for VRC. What I used to do is read editorials or basic newspapers or something like that, just to keep myself adept with the latest language. Nothing else, nothing extra efforts. I had already prepared a grammar section book while preparing in the first year. And talking about the difficulty level, I would rate it as medium. No questions were tough. None of the questions were tough.
Superb, superb. I have created one sheet here. I'll just show you the sheet. So this is the breakup. Can you see the sheet here?
Yes, sir, I can see it.
Okay, superb. So guys, if you have any question, you can ask here. GK के बारे में भी बात करेंगे वह भी 2 मिनट के. This is the CET 2022 का पेपर. GK 20 question, entrepreneurship innovation 20 question, logic 20, quant 20, verbal 20. अगर anybody want to repeat your performance, मतलब suppose I want to top the CMAT exam, आपको क्या लगता है कि मोटा मोटा how much I need to score in each area? If suppose you have to retake the exam and you are a topper of CMAT 23, तो आपके ख्याल से कितने क्वेश्चन करेक्ट होने चाहिए, एक मोटा मोटा नंबर, so that I can touch almost your score?
Talking about GK, I guess roughly 8 to 10 questions.
10 क्वेश्चन. मतलब देखो भाई, जो बंदा जेबी में पहुंचा है सीमेट का टॉपर, उसका भी जीके में गॉड नहीं है वो. दिस इज अ वेरी नॉर्मल स्कोर, यू कैन स्कोर फाइन. तो को डर लगता है कि अरे कैसे हो पाएगा, सो दिस इज एवरी क्वेश्चन 4 मार्क्स, तो जीके स्कोर हैव टू बी 40 प्लस.
Yes, I don't have a fair amount of idea of INE.
IE मैं बता दूंगा, इसका 16 मार्क्स आने चाहिए. जिसके 16 मार्क्स नहीं आए, मैं उसकी टांगे तोड़ूंगा पकड़ के. ठीक है, 60 मार्क्स आपको चाहिए, विच इज अराउंड 15 क्वेश्चन करेक्ट.
Okay, for logic, quants and verbal, I had assumed that I have to create 19 questions at least, right? 18 to 19 questions should be correct.
तो 19 आई एम कीपिंग वर्बल एट 18.
Yeah.
So, देखो भैया, अगर जिसको भी टॉप करना है तो दिस इज द मैजिक नंबर you need to touch. You can be bad in one area, like for example GK में he is bad, but बाकी चारों जगह पे उन्होंने अच्छा किया.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is your target score. हर क्वेश्चन 4 मार्क्स का, 400 मार्क का पेपर आपका. So this total come out to be around 324. And of course अगर पेपर इजी जाएगा, टफ जाएगा, उसके ऊपर चेंजेस आएगा. फॉर एग्जांपल 2021 का जीके सेक्शन वाज वेरी टफ. ठीक है, दैट्स व्हाई यू आर कोडिंग द स्कोर ऑफ 40. 2022 का जीके वाज कंपैरेटिवली मच मोर इजियर, तो आराम से फिर इसका 50 पार स्कोर हो सकता है. बिकॉज इस बार का इफ यू आस्क मी, जेबी का कट ऑफ इज गोइंग टू वेरी लॉट, क्योंकि ना इस बार जो इन्होंने किया है ना, पेपर बहुत इजी आ गया था. 2022 का पेपर वाज वेरी इजी.
Okay.
तो कट ऑफ शूट अप फॉर JBMS. आई एम जस्ट ओपनिंग अप दैट शीट एज वेल, कि कट ऑफ एक बार हमें एक आइडिया आ जाएगा. तो अभी क्या करना चाहिए? सो स्टूडेंट्स के लिए एडवाइस इज वेरी सिंपल, कि भाई तुम एक एवरेज लेके चलो, कि इन दोनों में से एक तुम्हारा इसके बीच में रहेगा पेपर. सो आई एम जस्ट शेयरिंग दैट शीट. ओके, दिस इज 2022 एंड 2021. टॉपर इज एट 185, टॉपर इज एट 145. कैन यू फील द डिफरेंस? 40 मार्क का फर्क आ रहा है सीधा. 9199, 380, 340, 40 मार्क का फर्क, 50 मार्क का फर्क. इधर आके सेम हो गया. 99.5 के नीचे नंबर्स आर ऑलमोस्ट सेम. सो मतलब दोज हु हैव डन वेरी वेल, स्पेशली इन जीके एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, उनका स्कोर हैव सडनली गॉन अप. सो व्हाट आई हैव डन फॉर दिस ईयर, आई हैव टेकन द एवरेज ऑफ बोथ द नंबर्स, कि टॉपर विल अराउंड 160, 365 एंड 90.99 विल बी अराउंड 360. सो मतलब हमारे मॉक्स में 350 अगर पार कर देते हो अगर आप, तो यू आर गोइंग टू दिस JBMS. मतलब आपको 4 सेक्शन में टॉप करना ही पड़ेगा. ठीक है, दैट विल बी माय एस्टिमेट.
Correct, sir. It depends on the difficulty level of that year's paper as well. Like for, as you rightly said, 2021 GK was extremely tough. So 10, 11 right questions in GK would secure you 99.9899.
करेक्ट. ठीक है, अभी आपको व्हाट वाज योर फीलिंग गोइंग ऑन योर माइंड, कि सीमेट के थ्रू एडमिशन मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा? बिकॉज जेबी का एंड तक कुछ पता नहीं होता. दे कैन लास्ट में मिड में आके सीटी सेल के टेल के नहीं, इस बार हम सीमेट का सोच नहीं करेंगे, वो होगा नहीं. बट सो वाज इट देयर काइंड ऑफ दैट काइंड ऑफ अ कंफ्यूजन इन योर माइंड एज वेल, कि तुम्हारा बस तुम चिल थे कि अरे हो जाएगा आराम से?
Sir, I would go with the latter option. I wasn't like in the first year of my examination preparation. I used to be very tense before giving any examination, be it CET, CAT or SNAP or anything. So I was very tense. So I found out that for me being tense, I used to do a lot of mistakes during the exam as well. So CAT, I had done that. CAT, anyone is how much ever prepared, he is ought to be nervous before the CAT exam. And I had that nervousness, and I have committed several errors, and due to which I didn't get good percentile. So for CMAT, my strategy was I would go with a free mindset. I wasn't aiming for JBMS as well from CMAT. Honestly speaking, I had no clue that I could go into JBMS to CMAT. So I just went there. I just did my GK preparation for CMAT because Quants, LRD, and English was already done through other examinations. So for CMAT, I just prepared for GK, and that's it. And while going for the exam, I gave it a free mind. And luckily, luck favored me, and I was the last person to enter into JBMS through CMAT examination.
Wow, right. So अभी एक क्वेश्चन आया, मास्टर कैंडिडेट को सीमेट देना चाहिए कि नहीं देना चाहिए? भाई एग्जांपल तुम्हारे सामने बैठा हुआ है.
Yes, I belong to the city of Mumbai.
Exactly. See, ये बॉम्बे वालों का प्रॉब्लम है, हमें सीटी दिखता है बस और कोई दिखता नहीं एग्जाम. प्रॉब्लम ये आ जाती है. काफी लोग का ये प्रॉब्लम है कि हम बस सीटी देंगे जेबी जाएंगे, उसको ये नहीं पता कि भाई सीटी कब होगा. सीटी में सी इफ यू आर गिविंग बोथ द एग्जाम्स यू आर मेकिंग योर चांसेस डबल. सीधी बात है ना.
Exactly.
अब दोनों ट्राई करके देख लो, जिसका कटने वाला उसका यहाँ भी कटेगा वहां भी कटेगा. ठीक है, लेकिन जो अच्छा बच्चा है सीटी वाले दिन कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाए या सीमेट के में कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाए तो एटलीस्ट आई कैन बैकअप, आई कैन कवर अप इन वन ऑफ द एग्जाम्स.
Exactly, sir. So in the year of 2021, I gave both CET and CMAT, keeping CMAT as a backup. But in CET, I had scored, I remember, 98.4 or something only.
Oh,
so
shit.
definitely JB wasn't a go for me. But luckily, I had given CMAT as a backup. I got into JB through CMAT only.
करेक्ट. तो दोनों दे दो ना यार. सो आप आके ना टॉपर लोग को फर्क पड़ता है, क्योंकि उस दिन अगर एक पजल सॉल्व नहीं कर पाए तो गड़बड़ हो गया पूरा कॉन्फिडेंस. एंड आई थिंक इन योर बैच लास्ट 2 साल से जो सीटी में प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल द डिले, इट टेक्स अवे ऑल द कॉन्फिडेंस, इट टेक अवे ऑल द प्रिपरेशन एंड एवरीथिंग. नंबर 1 प्रॉब्लम. नंबर 2 प्रॉब्लम इज के बिकॉज पेपर में कुछ भी आ रहा है, कुछ मतलब कुछ भी डालते पेपर में. मेरी बोतल कहाँ है? दिस इज माई ऑलवेज एनालिसिस के ये 2 घुट मारने के बाद जब पेपर बनता है ना तो मैथ्स के 4 क्वेश्चन इधर गया, 4 क्वेश्चन उधर गया, तो ऐसा हो जाता है. तो इसके लिए भाई बैकअप होना चाहिए. ठीक है, तो CMAT will act as a very good backup plan. Okay, now we are moving to the GK section. Jayesh, Tina, everyone is asking the same question about GK. So what was your strategy for the GK in summary? I want to take a one complete session on GK यार. एक बार ना पूरा एक एनालिसिस करके, and the best thing you can do is CMAT 2022 का पेपर खोल दो सामने कि भाई ये क्वेश्चन आए थे, this is coming from that area, this is coming from this area. उतने अगर बच्चा कर ले तो I think it's more than sufficient. एटलीस्ट कुछ तो करे. 10 मार्क्स तो 10 क्वेश्चन पार करना है. वो सर ने आपको बोल दिया है कि दैट इज योर हाइजीन नंबर के 10 के ऊपर जितना मर्जी लेके आओ. सो 10 क्वेश्चन मिनिमम यू हैव टू डू राइट. सो व्हाट वाज योर दिस थिंग, व्हाट वाज योर स्ट्रेटजी अबाउट द CMAT एग्जाम?
Okay, so just giving a gist of how I prepared for the GK section was I had started preparing as far as I remember in the month of November. So our GK had the examination was in the month of March. So previous year November I had started just before the CAT. So in starting I just used to read the current affairs and all of those things. And I'm a person who can't do the theory concept. I can't. I just used to sleep while reading books or any other given written content. So I just found I analyzed all the papers right from the year of 2011 or 2010. I dig down deep into those year papers and analyze what kind of questions are coming and from which area, like sports, politics, literature, so on and so forth. So, and I found that I formed an Excel sheet basically, and I could find a pattern that every year this certain amount of questions is repeating. The number of questions, not the questions, but the number of questions are repeating. So I was certain that if I do this particular area, so my 2 or 3 questions will be sorted, or at least giving a 50% probability, I would be able to solve one out of at max 3. So as of that, I prepared like 10 questions, I would be able to solve it. Now, how I used to prepare it was I used to form a thread of questions. Like one thing I had noticed that if you're the paper question setter, then even you would know that it is not feasible for a person to prepare the entire history, entire geography, entire literature. Like how can a person who is not giving UPSC exam will be able to prepare so much of GK? So there is going to be some rationale on how he is going to set the exam question paper or what questions are going to be put in. So what I found in certain years was like certain happenings that happened during that year. For example, certain things happened in Russia. So some questions related to Russia will be asked in the question, like what is the capital of Russia, which is the national sport of Russia, literature of Russia, anything. Not that main question like Ukraine, Russia, what happened, but some question related to Ukraine or Russia or something related to that. So they are throwing some hints. So you will be able to understand those hints only if you analyze the past year's paper.
Correct. So 2 things which come from your talk. Number 1, he is talking just like a typical engineer कि last 5 साल का पेपर करके जाओ, आपको एक आइडिया आ जाएगा, तुम पास हो जाओगे. And this is exactly what I have done as well. This is our GK Bible. So I made this GK Bible in which all the common type of question. Now you pick up any year of CMAT exam, there will be question on Constitution of India, famous sports person, sports terms, butterfly कौन sports में आता है, ये किस में आता है, India's point, long India's southernmost point, dances of India, Constitution of India, top merger acquisitions, list of languages, awards, reports, and the important days. So अगर आप इतना कर सकते हो, and every topic is going to come with one question for sure.
Yeah.
हर साल आता है. For example, if I look at the constitutions, all this वो कहीं से भी उठा के देंगे आपको. ठीक है. 210 is a language to be used in the legislature. कुछ भी आएगा क्वेश्चन. फाइन. तो अगर आप ये सारी चीजें कर सकते हो, जीके बाइबल रट के जाना है लक्ष्मण एग्जैक्टली, तो अगेन हम यार आई कांट प्रॉमिस यू यही क्वेश्चन आएगा, क्योंकि अगर यही क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आता तो अपन कहां से कहां निकल गए होते फिर. लेकिन दिस इज टू एटलीस्ट इतना तो करके जाओ. ठीक है. सो दिस जीके बाइबल इज मोर देन सफिशिएंट फॉर यू टू क्रैक द एग्जाम, बिकॉज दिस आर ऑल द कॉमनली रिपीटेड टॉपिक्स जो हर साल आते हैं. तो इतना कर लोगे तो बहुत हो गया. एंड सेकंड बात, वो सेड कि रशिया का जो न्यूज में आ रहा है, तो CMAT is notorious, not famous, notorious for this, कि they convert a current affair question into a GK question.
Yes.
Into a static GK. कि इंस्टेड से कि किसने किस पे वॉर किया, तो यूक्रेन की कैपिटल क्या है, यूक्रेन की करेंसी क्या है, उसका PM कौन है, CM कौन है, all these kind of things.
Exactly. So static questions will also be related to current affairs. Somehow or the other way it would be related. Correct. This year there's a news on Turkey. Yes. तो अगर टर्की का न्यूज आ रहा है, तो it's a very high probability they'll ask you not the question about the earthquake in Turkey, but earthquake को छोड़ के बाकी सब आ सकता है, कुछ भी आएगा. Exactly. Right. It can be a possibility. Like I had found that rationale in some of the year's question papers, so I prepared through that way. Superb. So आप ये 5 साल का पेपर आप डाउनलोड करके रखो, and if you can go through that, nothing better than that thing. And ये सारे 5 साल के पेपर आपको CMATking.com पे आपको मिल जाएंगे. So पहला काम करो कि लास्ट 5 साल का पेपर डाउनलोड कर लो, and then work on that. Superb. And maths, I think we don't need to ask you any questions right away for maths, because maths आपका वैसे ही काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग था. तो जो आपको कैट में भी हेल्प मिला, लास्ट ईयर भी CT दिया था, तो वहां पे आपको हेल्प मिला. So now I'm expecting the CMAT date to be around 9th of April. Today I was talking to one of the director of the college. He was saying, अरे डेट नहीं आ रहा, ये नहीं आ रहा. सर मैं बोल रहा अभी सर अभी बहुत सोचने का फायदा नहीं है, आप एक डेट एज्यूम करके चलो. So 9th April is a date which I'm assuming कि CMAT होगा. It can be 1 week early or 1 week after, that depend upon that day. But as of now we are keeping that date or this thing. CMAT का पेपर कहाँ मिलेगा? ओंकार CMATking.com पे जाओ. तो वहां जाके आपको कितनी बार मैंने लिंक शेयर किया क्लास में यार, कितनी बार. ठीक है. CMATking पे जाओ. नहीं आपको कुछ मिलता तो इसके एंड में आ जाओ. अभी तक जितने भी आर्टिकल्स मैंने इस पे लिखे हैं, सारे आपको नीचे, सारे वीडियो, सारे आर्टिकल आपको लाइन में दिख जाएंगे यहाँ पे. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे आके CMAT 2021, 22, 20, 19, 18 का पेपर पूरा आपके पास है. ठीक है. तो आदित्य, इफ यू कैन पिक अप 1 सेक्शन एवरी डे, तो दैट आई थिंक दैट कैन कवर अप 5 सेक्शन. तो ये हो गया हमारा 4. If you can do that, sure. Just oral analysis. Obviously, we don't want to solve that question. नहीं तो तुम बोलोगे यार जेबी में जाने के बाद भी मैथ सॉल्व करनी पड़ती, क्या दिन आ गया लाइफ में. ठीक है. डेली कितने घंटे जीके करना चाहिए? लक्ष्मण, आई थिंक 2 घंटा बहुत हो गया. यू कांट स्टडी मोर देन 2 hours. इट विल बी वेरी बोरिंग टू स्टडी जीके फॉर द होल डे. ठीक है. तो आप 2-2 घंटे अगर करते जाओ. दिस IE का बाइबल और जीके का बाइबल का लिंक मैं आपको व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे आज फिर डाल देता हूँ अक्षय, तो यू विल गेट दिस लिंक. IE तो मैंने क्या किया, आंध्र नाम पे जितने भी आज तक टॉपिक आए, दे हैव ऑलरेडी पब्लिश द लिस्ट ऑफ टॉपिक, कि तुम्हारा पूरा सिलेबस इसमें से आएगा. सो मैंने ना 3 दिन बैठ के रात भर मैंने आई कलेक्टेड एवरी डिटेल इनटू दिस PDF. तो सारा ये अगर तुम कर सकते हो भाई लोग, तो इसमें अपना काफी कुछ कवर अप हो जाएगा. ठीक है. सो आदित्य, इफ यू कैन टॉक अबाउट योर लाइफ एट JBIMS, हाउ यू आर फीलिंग? अभी तो ऑलमोस्ट एंड होने को आ गया. कब आप एंड हो गया ना? कभी एग्जाम बाकी है? नो सर, एग्जाम्स आर स्टिल पेंडिंग. ठीक है. सो टॉकिंग अबाउट द लाइफ एट JBIMS, so how was your first impression when you went to see that red building? So talking about, I was very excited that day when I had to, like, I had visited JBMS first in the first year, uh, like first year of giving my MBA entrance examination. I had visited at that time. At that time, the building was under renovation. So the building was newly built due to COVID, and they were restructuring the entire building once again. So, and when I went for the second time doing my admission as well, so it was under reconstruction, but the feeling was still very exciting. Like even if it was restructuring, but you could feel that aura of JBIMS, which is throughout the nation. It is very exciting to step in like to your dream college. So it was in my top 10 colleges to get into after doing my examination preparation and all of those things. So finally seeing that you have achieved your dreams, you have your hard work for 2 years have paid off. And that feeling is something which I can't put through words. That is feeling that when you experience it, you will feel it. Otherwise, you can't experience what I had felt at that time.
Correct.
So
This will my advice to everyone कि एक बार अगर आप मुंबई में हो तो एक बार जेबी जाके आओ. मैं इतना प्रॉमिस करता हूँ कि एक हफ्ता अच्छे से स्टडीज होगा. बाद में अगेन यू गो बैक टू नॉर्मल मोड, बट यू विल एटलीस्ट स्टडी फॉर अ फ्यू वीक्स.
Yeah, in the start is everyone is like we got into JB, we have to do our MBA, and JB is known for all of those things. But the actual learnings stands in co-curricular activities and watching.
Correct. Do you remember everything outside the classroom than inside the classroom?
Some funny incidents.
Yeah.
So there are several funny incidents like during the lectures which happen. Like the professors themselves make it much more interactive while teaching it. So a lot of while doing case studies and all of those things, so they take people, come along with them and perform it actually. Like if you are a business person, and outside the college, you don't have a campus life as you have for IIMs like ABC or something. We don't have much big space like that, but obviously you have the marine lines along with you. Then there are several other famous Rani cafes along the road. So a lot of things to do out of campus as well.
Correct. मेरा ना अगर कोई मुंबई का है ना और जेबी जाएगा उसको ज्यादा ऑड भी लगेगा, बिकॉज हर बॉम्बे को सबको पता है कॉलेज ऐसे होते हैं. करेक्ट. जियो कैंपस, जियो का क्या कैंपस खड़ा किया यार, फक, वर्ल्ड क्लास कैंपस, बट ऊपर, पूरा ऊपर है. सो ये कोई बाहर से आएगा ना, अरे बस इतना ही कैंपस है, ये बिल्डिंग है बस एक. तो दो आदमी दिस कोर्स में कहता बेटा तुम इंडिया के कोई भी कॉलेज ले लो, ये एक बिल्डिंग इज मोर एक्सपेंसिव, दिस लैंड इज मोर एक्सपेंसिव देन द कंप्लीट 100 एकड़ का कॉलेज जो आपका XYZ कॉलेज की बात करो तो. अच्छा, आपने स्पेशलाइजेशन कौन सा लिया?
I have chosen as marketing.
You chose marketing. Superb.
Yes.
Superb. Okay, Abhishek, yes, you can do it from anywhere. आप ये पहले खत्म करो, just complete this Bible. उसके बाद आपको जो एक्स्ट्रा पढ़ना है आप कर सकते हो. Fine. If someone is poor in English, spoken English, will be there any fashion? Tina, no, there is no major issues if you have issues in your English. But JB में जाने के बाद अभी से लेकर दो साल का टाइम है आपके पास to improve your English. Nobody is born with a good English. We're all, our mother tongue is not English. So English improve करना ही होगा आपको. So that you have to work on that. And JBMS के admission criteria ऐसा है कि then they're not talking much about, there's no interview skills, no interviews का वो, and we don't train for interview, to be very frank. Whereas when it come to IIMs and all, we go through various lectures, train ourselves for the interviews, so that help us during the placement. JB में उल्टा होता है, JB में जाने के बाद you start preparation for the interview skills as well, because you have to work on that here, because obviously the batch size is, even though the batch size is small, but still to get the top job on campus, you have to improve your comm skills, improve your all these things. JB में रैगिंग होता है क्या? नहीं है लक्ष्मण, हम ये सब बातें नहीं करेंगे. There is an induction program in every college. Yes. I want to keep it to that only because you will enjoy that phase. I think that's one of the best phase to remember is that phase only.
It's a very rigorous program. Like once you get in JB, you're very excited, but then the induction begins. It's too rigorous. It's too like they don't make you sleep as well. It's like
अभी
that.
टाइट हो गया, अभी काफी टाइट हो गया. अभी वैसे भी ना JB का ओवरऑल 2 years का प्रोग्राम है also quite tightened up. हमारे टाइम पे एकदम रिलैक्स था, ये था. अच्छा, मेरे को एक क्वेश्चन है. हमारे टाइम पे ना लाइब्रेरी के सामने जो रूम था ना, एक छोटा सा रूम था, दैट वाज ओपन अप फॉर स्टडीज एट नाइट. सो फिर ऊपर के 1-2 रूम खोल दिए थे हमारे लिए कि तुम रात को अगर किसी को बैठ के पढ़ना है, लेट नाइट दिस एंड दैट. सो दैट वाज इन आवर टाइम, दिस वाज स्टार्टेड इन आवर टाइम, एंड इट acted as a good like campus life, रात की लाइफ, शाम की लाइफ, you're studying together, ordering food, this and that. So अभी भी वो चालू है कि अभी बंद हो गया वो?
No, there is, like, you are right. So there's one room in front of the library where
अच्छा, वो अभी
anyone
भी
can
open
go
है?
and yeah, that remains open, but not 24 hours. So now college has the rule that no student can stay back after 10:30 or 11.
Okay,
So
okay.
everyone has to vacate the college.
करेक्ट है. हमारे टाइम पे हम लोग पढ़ने के नाम पे जाते थे, बट पढ़ाई से ज्यादा टाइम पास होता था. फिर वो
Obviously, that happens.
that happens. तो इसलिए फिर वो हमने भी कम किया था. एग्जाम पास आ गए तो देन I stopped, but other people were going. Okay, which skills you have gained? That's a good question. Which skills you have gained or had before getting into JBMS? Like Excel sheet, PPT. अभिषेक तू बहुत आगे निकल गया बेटा, पहले तू घुस तो जा अंदर, उसके बाद जाके सब बातें करेंगे. तो हाँ यार, इफ यू कैन लर्न ऑल दिस यार, जेबी सीईटी होने के बाद, सीमैट होने के बाद और जेबी में एडमिशन से पहले तुम्हारे पास महीनों का टाइम है, इफ नॉट डेज, महीनों का टाइम है. सो दैट्स इनफ टाइम टू डू ऑल दीज थिंग्स.
Yeah, there are a lot of time after CET, and Excel PPT skills are prerequisites for any MBA school because it helps you during your summer internship as well.
हाँ, ये एक अच्छा क्वेश्चन आया प्रतीक का, दैट हाउ डिड यू मैनेज योर सीमैट एंड सीईटी स्टडीज टुगेदर?
Okay, so for CMAT, as I said earlier, like there was only one question, well, not one question, one section which was a pain for me, which was the GK section. So I didn't put much efforts for the rest of the three sections. I just used to give daily tests and mocks. That's it. And mocks also, I didn't used to give much for CMAT. I used to give more mocks for CET. So if I give more mocks for CET, then all the three sections are covered in CET, which is Quants, LRDI, and English. Only it is for GK. So for GK, I used to have a separate 2 or 3 or maybe sometimes 4 hours in a day where I used to prepare only for GK. That's it. No other extra efforts.
करेक्ट. सो इफ यू आस्क मी दिस क्वेश्चन ना, तो मैं क्या बोलता हूँ कि सीमैट में जीके और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, इनोवेशन अभी 2 सेक्शन एक्स्ट्रा है, एंड सीईटी में पजल्स, एडवांस लेवल की पजल्स एक्स्ट्रा है और एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एक्स्ट्रा है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दीज 2 थिंग्स, लॉजिक सेम है, क्वांट सेम है, वर्बल सेम है. सो
Exactly.
दोनों का तैयारी सेम हो रहा है. आई थिंक अपार्ट फ्रॉम द मॉक्स एवरीथिंग एल्स इज सेम.
Yes, sir.
अलग है उसकी, वो अलग है, बस बाकी सब कुछ सेम ही है, ओवरऑल सेम ही है. Akash is asking about your highest mock score in CET and in CMAT, if you remember. Highest mock में मोटा मोटा कितना आ गया होगा?
So for CMAT, I remember like I'd never crossed the 98 percentile mark while giving the mocks. I had never scored, and I had no optimism on while giving the exam that I would score 99.99 plus. But obviously, mocks are a very limited number of people who are giving that mocks. When you go for the actual exam, you are giving with thousands of people. So automatically you increase your percentile. For CT, I had crossed the 99.9, I think one time, but majorly it used to land around 99.12 or maybe 98.5 as well.
Correct. Like you said, not many people give the exam. तो मैं क्या कहता हूँ कि तुम स्कोर देखो अपना, you focus on the score. तो सीमेट में अगर आपको जेबी टारगेट करना है तो 350 टारगेट होना चाहिए, अदरवाइज और डिपेंड ऑन द पेपर कैसा आता है. सो 350 लाने के लिए पहले 250 पार करना चाहिए. सो 250, 300, 350, कीप 3 benchmarks in CMAT exam. Same for the CT as well. 100, 120, 140, 150. These are the 4 targets जो आप कर सकते हो. Okay. Shashwa is saying how many seats are reserved for CMAT people coming from CMAT? Would you like to answer this question?
How many people are reserved for in JBMS through CMAT? So all India quota, there are 18 seats, which consist of CMAT, ATMA, MAT, CET, CAT, all the exams apart from CET.
Correct. So answer this question is very simple. तू 99.99 लेके आ, चाहे CMAT के थ्रू आओ, चाहे ATMA के थ्रू आओ, चाहे MAT के थ्रू आओ, चाहे CET के थ्रू आओ, you will get to JBMS. ठीक है अभिषेक, आंसर इज वेरी सिंपल, 99.99 ही चाहिए. Okay, Tejas is asking the question, any tips for the verbal section?
There's no tip like verbal. I never used to much think about verbal. Just keep reading, keep communicating in English with other people as well. So automatically you're prepared for verbal. CMAT RC is very, very, very normal. It's mostly no inference-based questions are asked. Direct fact-based questions are only asked. So you need to have a good reading skill. You need to comprehend well while reading. That's it. No extra thing for verbal. Just grammar here and there, basics things you can find in CMATking's, I guess, grammar book.
Correct.
That's the basic thing.
Correct. That's more than sufficient. Yes. Okay. Great.